Have you ever wondered which philosophy truly helps you master life, Stoicism or Buddhism? That's a big question, and today we're going to explore it together in a way that could change how you see your challenges, your emotions, and your path to inner peace. Both Stoicism and Buddhism have stood the test of time. These two ancient philosophies have guided millions of people, from emperors and warriors to monks and everyday seekers, toward a life of greater resilience and spiritual growth. But how do they actually apply to your modern life? And more importantly, which philosophy offers the tools you need right now to navigate stress, uncertainty, and the ups and downs of daily living? Let's start by setting the stage. Stoicism, born in ancient Greece, teaches us to focus only on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. It's about building emotional strength, practicing self-discipline, and facing life's hardships with courage. Picture Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius writing his private notes on how to stay calm and rational during times of war and crisis. That's Stoicism in action. On the other hand, Buddhism, which began in ancient India, guides us toward ending suffering through mindfulness, compassion, and letting go of the ego. Imagine the peaceful image of the Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree, realizing that true happiness comes not from controlling the world, but from understanding and mastering our own minds. That's the heart of Buddhist practice. So why does this comparison matter to you today? Because whether you're managing the pressures of your career, juggling family responsibilities, or simply trying to find a sense of calm in a noisy world, the right philosophy can give you practical tools. It can help you build inner peace, develop emotional mastery, and cultivate a mindset that not only survives modern life, but thrives in it. In this video, we'll break down the core ideas of both Stoicism and Buddhism. We'll look at their strengths, their differences, and even their surprising similarities. And by the end, you'll have a clearer sense of which path or combination of paths aligns best with your own journey. Before we dive deeper, take a moment to think. When you face challenges, do you find yourself reacting with Stoic strength, accepting what's out of your control, or do you lean into Buddhist compassion, seeking understanding and letting go? I'd love to know. Comment below and share where you see yourself on this spectrum. Are you more Stoic or Buddhist in your mindset? And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. This channel is all about bringing ancient wisdom into modern life, helping you unlock resilience, inner peace, and emotional strength no matter what the world throws your way. So let's get started. Get comfortable, open your mind, and join me as we explore Stoicism versus Buddhism. Which philosophy wins? Let's start our deep dive with Stoicism, a philosophy that's as powerful today as it was over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece. You've probably heard of the phrase, control what you can, accept what you can't. That simple idea is at the very heart of Stoic wisdom, and it's transformed the lives of countless people across history, and maybe after today, it could transform yours too. So what is Stoicism really? At its core, Stoicism teaches that while we can't control the world around us, we can control how we respond to it. The weather, other people's opinions, unexpected setbacks, all these are outside our power. But our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, those are ours to command. This focus on what's within our control is what gives Stoicism its incredible strength and clarity. Think about it. How often do we waste energy worrying about things we can't change? A traffic jam, a colleague's bad mood, the economy, the news cycle. Stoicism invites us to shift that energy inward, where it can actually make a difference. This mindset doesn't just reduce stress, it builds resilience. It makes you stronger in the face of life's storms, because you stop fighting battles you can't win and start mastering the battlefield of your own mind. One of Stoicism's key values is emotional discipline. But don't mistake that for suppressing or denying your emotions. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to observe our feelings, understand them, and respond with reason rather than impulse. Picture Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, facing wars, plagues, and political chaos, writing in his private journal about the importance of keeping his mind calm no matter what the day brought. His writings, known as meditations, weren't meant for public reading. They were his personal reminders to live with integrity and strength. And that's what makes Stoicism so relatable. It's not about lofty theories, it's about practical tools for daily life. And let's not forget Seneca, another great Stoic thinker. Seneca reminded us that life is short and we waste too much of it on things that don't matter. He encouraged people to prepare for hardship in their minds, so that when difficulty came, they wouldn't be shaken. His letters are full of advice that feels surprisingly modern, like reminders to focus on what truly matters, to manage our time wisely, and to greet each day with gratitude. Today, Stoicism has made a remarkable comeback. It's not just studied in philosophy classes, it's being put into action by CEOs, military leaders, athletes, and people from all walks of life who want to build unshakable inner strength. Navy SEALs train with Stoic ideas to stay calm under pressure. Top entrepreneurs use Stoic journaling to maintain clarity when making tough decisions. Even mental health professionals are rediscovering Stoicism as a powerful way to help people manage anxiety and build emotional resilience. And here's something to reflect on. What would your life look like if you focused only on what you can control? How would your relationships, your career, your sense of peace change if you let go of the things that drain your energy and focused on mastering yourself? That's the promise of Stoicism, not that life will be easy, but that you will become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for whatever comes your way. So as we explore Stoicism, ask yourself, where can I apply this mindset today? Maybe it's staying calm during a stressful meeting. Maybe it's choosing patience when your plans fall apart. Or maybe it's simply pausing for a moment before reacting and asking, is this within my control? In this video, we'll continue to unpack how Stoicism compares to Buddhism. But for now, remember this: Stoicism offers a blueprint for resilience, emotional mastery, and clear thinking. It's ancient wisdom for modern challenges, and it starts with a single choice: to focus your energy where it truly matters. Now that we've explored Stoicism, let's shift our focus to another powerful ancient philosophy, one that begins not with control but with compassion. We're talking about Buddhism, a tradition that originated over 2,500 years ago in ancient India and continues to guide millions of people today toward peace, awareness, and emotional healing. At the heart of Buddhism is a profound goal to end suffering. But instead of trying to control the outside world, Buddhism invites us to look within. It teaches us that suffering doesn't come from what happens to us, but from our attachment, our expectations, and the illusions we carry about permanence and self. Let's break this down in simple terms. Buddhism is grounded in mindfulness, compassion, and detachment from ego. These are not abstract spiritual buzzwords. They're tools, real, practical tools that you can apply in your everyday life. Let's begin with mindfulness. In a world that's constantly pulling our attention in 1,000 directions, mindfulness brings us back to the now. It's about being fully present with your thoughts, your emotions, your body, and your surroundings. Not judging, not reacting, just observing. Mindfulness can be as simple as taking 3 deep breaths before replying to a stressful email, or noticing how your coffee smells in the morning, or recognizing the emotion rising inside you before it takes over your response. And here's where it gets powerful. Mindfulness helps break the cycle of automatic reactions that lead to unnecessary suffering. Instead of being ruled by anger, anxiety, or disappointment, you learn to witness those emotions without becoming them. Then comes compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. Buddhism teaches that the more we open our hearts, the more suffering dissolves. Think about how you treat yourself after a mistake. Are you harsh? Critical Buddhism encourages a gentler voice, one that says, "You're human. You're learning. Breathe. Try again." This mindset doesn't just make you feel better. It changes how you relate to everyone around you, your partner, your co-workers, even strangers. Compassion creates space, understanding, and peace in places where conflict or judgment might have once taken root. Another central Buddhist idea is non-attachment, often misunderstood as indifference. But it's not about not caring, it's about not clinging. We suffer when we hold on too tightly to people, outcomes, identities, even our own thoughts. Buddhism teaches us to hold life like water in our hands, fully experienced but not grasped. Everything changes, and when we learn to flow with that change, rather than resist it, we find freedom. Just think about how many arguments, disappointments, and sleepless nights come from trying to control things that simply cannot be controlled. Someone else's opinion, the passing of time, the impermanence of joy. Buddhism doesn't promise a life without difficulty, but it offers a way to move through difficulty with grace and clarity. And here's the beautiful part. This wisdom isn't just for monks in remote monasteries. Today, Buddhist principles are everywhere, from stress management programs and corporate leadership retreats to therapy sessions and mobile apps. Modern mindfulness training, the kind you find in workplaces, hospitals, and schools, is deeply rooted in Buddhist meditation techniques. Practices like loving-kindness meditation, which trains your heart to offer goodwill to others, come directly from ancient Buddhist teachings. And emotional healing. So many trauma therapists now integrate mindfulness and body awareness because it helps people reconnect with themselves in a safe, healing way. Let's not forget the spiritual giants of this tradition. The Buddha himself, through his own suffering and enlightenment, gave us the Four Noble Truths, a clear map of how suffering arises and how to let it go. And in modern times, the Dalai Lama continues to inspire millions around the world with his message of peace, compassion, and deep wisdom, often delivered with that unmistakable smile that somehow makes you feel both calm and challenged at the same time. So here's a question to reflect on. When you're stressed, overwhelmed, or hurt, do you reach for control or do you return to awareness? Do you tighten your grip or soften your gaze? That's what Buddhism gently asks us to explore. Not how to fix everything outside, but how to transform our relationship with what's inside. As we continue this journey of comparing Stoicism and Buddhism, keep in mind, this isn't a competition. Both philosophies offer incredible wisdom, but Buddhism shines brightest when it comes to healing, releasing, and reconnecting with the deeper rhythms of life. And maybe, just maybe, in a world full of noise and pressure, what we need most isn't more to do or fix, but simply more presence, more kindness, and a little more letting go. Now that we've explored Stoicism and Buddhism individually, let's take a step back and look at something truly fascinating: how similar these two ancient philosophies are, even though they come from different corners of the world. At first glance, Stoicism, born in ancient Greece, and Buddhism, rooted in ancient India, might seem worlds apart. But when you really study them, you'll see they share a powerful mission to help us free ourselves from mental suffering and live with greater clarity, peace, and strength. Let's break that down. First, both Stoicism and Buddhism aim to liberate us from unnecessary suffering, not by changing the world, but by transforming how we experience it. Think about that for a second. Life will always have challenges: loss, disappointment, frustration, and change. Neither philosophy promises to erase those things. Instead, they show us how to respond to life's difficulties in ways that reduce our pain and deepen our wisdom. For the Stoic, that means focusing on what's in your control and accepting what isn't so you don't waste energy fighting reality. For the Buddhist, it's about seeing how attachment and clinging create suffering and learning to let go to flow with life rather than resist it. In both cases, the key isn't what happens to us, it's how we meet it. Here's a reflection for you. When was the last time you suffered more because of how you reacted rather than because of what actually happened? Maybe it was a harsh word that you kept replaying in your mind, or a plan that fell through and the frustration lingered long after. Both Stoicism and Buddhism would ask what would happen if instead of clinging to that pain, you simply observed it, accepted it, and moved on. That leads us to their second common ground, mindfulness, and present moment awareness. You might associate mindfulness more with Buddhism thanks to its deep roots in meditation and practices like observing the breath or body sensations. But Stoicism, too, is a mindfulness philosophy at heart. Stoics urge us to pause, reflect, and choose our response carefully, to notice our thoughts, to examine our impulses, and to act in alignment with reason and virtue, rather than emotion or habit. Both traditions train us to come back to now. After all, the present moment is the only place we can truly live, act, and influence our path. The Stoics call us to be conscious of our judgments and not let false impressions dictate our peace. Buddhists guide us to observe without attachment, to see each moment for what it is, fleeting and full of potential wisdom. Here's an example you might relate to. Picture a stressful work situation. A Stoic would say, "What part of this is in my control? My effort, my attitude, my integrity." A Buddhist would encourage, "Observe your stress. Breathe. Let go of the desire for it to be different. Act with compassion." Different words, but often the same result: calm, focused action without unnecessary suffering. And that brings us to their third shared strength, inner mastery. Both philosophies remind us that true strength doesn't come from controlling others or external events. It comes from mastering ourselves, our thoughts, our emotions, our choices. That's where real freedom lives. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The Buddha taught, "The mind is everything. What you think you become." Two men separated by time and geography, pointing to the same truth: our inner world shapes our outer experience. What's beautiful is that modern science, psychology, and self-help communities in the U.S. have embraced both traditions. You'll find Stoic principles in leadership training, military preparation, and personal development books. You'll see Buddhist mindfulness in therapy, stress management programs, and even apps like Headspace and Calm. Why? Because both approaches work. They offer timeless tools for modern problems: anxiety, burnout, emotional overwhelm, in ways that are practical, accessible, and life-changing. And maybe that's why so many people today are blending the two, using Stoicism to sharpen their reason and resilience, while drawing on Buddhism to cultivate compassion and presence. It's not about choosing one or the other. It's about finding what resonates with your own journey toward inner peace and strength. So let me ask you this: where in your life could you benefit from Stoic focus, that clear-eyed acceptance of what you can and can't control? And where could you welcome in more Buddhist softness, that gentle letting go of what no longer serves you? Take a moment to reflect, because in that space between reacting and responding lies the chance for real transformation. Now that we've explored how Stoicism and Buddhism share common ground in helping us master our inner world, let's dive into what makes these two philosophies truly distinct. Because while both aim to ease our mental suffering, and build inner strength, their approach, focus, and ultimate goals take us down different paths, and understanding those differences might help you decide which philosophy or blend of both best fits your personal journey. Let's start with the direction of their purpose. Stoicism, born in ancient Greece, is deeply practical. It calls us to focus on our responsibility, our duty, and our moral character as we move through everyday life. For the Stoic life isn't about escaping the world or transcending it. It's about showing up fully in the world, doing what is right, and playing your part in the grand human drama with integrity. Whether you're a parent, a leader, a friend, or simply a fellow human being, Stoicism teaches that you have a duty to contribute, to act ethically, and to fulfill your role with courage and wisdom. In contrast, Buddhism, which originated in ancient India, aims at something beyond the daily grind. Its focus is on enlightenment, freeing ourselves from the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth known as samsara. The Buddhist path invites us not just to navigate life's challenges gracefully, but to wake up to a deeper truth, that lasting peace comes from seeing through the illusions that keep us trapped in suffering. The ultimate goal: liberation from this cycle entirely, a state of nirvana, where we no longer cling, struggle, or create suffering for ourselves or others. So here's a reflection. Are you looking to master your role in this life? To be the best version of yourself within your work, relationships, and community? Or are you seeking a deeper freedom, a release from the attachments that cause pain at the root level? This difference in purpose shapes how each philosophy approaches suffering. For Stoicism, suffering is seen as part of the natural order of life. The Stoic response is to manage your thoughts, to stay steady and rational. No matter what storms come your way, the Stoic asks, is this within my control? If not, I release it. If it is, I act with courage and virtue. There's a constant focus on aligning action with reason, mastering impulses, and living in harmony with nature's design. On the other hand, Buddhism asks us to look beneath the surface, to examine the roots of our suffering. Why do we hurt? What attachments, desires, or false beliefs are fueling our pain? Buddhism encourages deep inner inquiry, meditation, and disciplined practice to dissolve these sources of suffering. It's not just about managing emotions in the moment, but about transforming the very way we see and relate to life. Picture it this way. If life throws you into rough waters, the Stoic builds a sturdy ship and steers with skill. The Buddhist learns to let go of the need for solid ground, floating with the waves until they no longer cause fear. This leads to their practical applications in modern life, which is where you might start to see which approach resonates most with you. Stoicism shines in environments that are competitive, high pressure, or full of uncertainty. Think of corporate life, leadership roles, sports, or military service. In fact, many modern CEOs, entrepreneurs, athletes, and soldiers turn to Stoicism to build resilience, stay focused under stress, and make decisions with clarity and moral strength. Its straightforward, no-nonsense approach is like mental armor for those who must act decisively and stand firm amid chaos. Meanwhile, Buddhism finds its strength in contexts that call for emotional healing, stress management, and inner peace. It's at the heart of many mindfulness programs, therapy techniques, and wellness practices that help people cope with anxiety, trauma, or burnout. Whether it's through meditation, apps, yoga retreats, or counseling sessions, Buddhist principles offer a gentle path for those seeking to slow down, reconnect with themselves, and soften the grip of modern life's constant demands. Let's make this real. Imagine a tough work deadline is stressing you out. The Stoic mindset might say, what's in my control? My preparation, my effort, my attitude. Let go of the rest. Focus on doing the job well. The Buddhist mindset might guide you to notice your stress, breathe into it, Let go of the craving for the deadline to feel easier. Be present with what is. Different paths, same goal, peace within the storm. And perhaps the most powerful takeaway is this: you don't have to choose just one path. Many people today combine Stoic strength with Buddhist compassion. They use Stoicism to stay grounded in action, and Buddhism to stay open-hearted and flexible. After all, both philosophies offer wisdom for the same modern challenges, just through different lenses. So, as you listen today, I invite you to ask yourself, which of these approaches speaks more to the challenges you're facing right now? Where do you see opportunities to build Stoic resilience? Where could you benefit from Buddhist surrender and acceptance? Both paths lead to greater self-mastery. The question is, which door do you feel called to open first? So after exploring both Stoicism and Buddhism, their strengths, their shared wisdom, and their key differences, we come to the big question: which philosophy wins? Which one should you choose if you're trying to build a stronger, more peaceful, more resilient inner life? Here's the honest and perhaps surprising answer: there's no absolute winner. The truth is, whether Stoicism or Buddhism works best for you depends entirely on you, on your personal goals, your current life situation, and the challenges you're facing right now. Let's break this down together. If your focus right now is on career growth, achieving big goals, or navigating the demands of leadership, Stoicism might feel like the stronger ally. Why? Because Stoicism gives you a mindset of discipline, clarity, and strength in action. It helps you stay grounded when pressure rises, teaches you to focus on what's in your control, and gives you the tools to manage difficult decisions with integrity. Imagine yourself in a high-stress meeting or facing a tough deadline. The Stoic approach says, focus on your effort, your ethics, your choices. Let go of the rest. On the other hand, if your heart is longing for spiritual peace, emotional healing, or a deeper sense of connection to the present moment, Buddhism may speak to you more powerfully. Buddhism invites you to slow down, to look inward, and to release the attachments that create so much unnecessary suffering. It offers practices that help you cultivate compassion for yourself and others, and to find contentment not by changing the world, but by changing how you see it. Imagine those moments when you're overwhelmed by anxiety or grief. The Buddhist path whispers, breathe, let go, be here. And what about life circumstances? That matters too. If you're in a phase of life filled with high-stakes work, constant challenges, or the need to make clear, tough decisions, Stoicism fits like mental armor. But if you're navigating retirement, family transitions, or seeking recovery from burnout, Buddhism's softer, more inwardly focused path can be deeply healing. Here's an insight I've gained both from studying these traditions and from conversations with people who live them out in modern life. You don't have to choose just one. In fact, some of the most balanced, peaceful, and effective people I know draw from both Stoicism and Buddhism, blending Stoic action with Buddhist compassion. Picture this: Stoicism helps you step up to face the world with courage and resilience. Buddhism helps you stay kind, gentle, and connected as you do. Stoicism says, do the right thing no matter how hard. Buddhism says, do it with love and let go of what you can't control. When combined, these two ancient philosophies become a powerful toolkit for modern life, giving you strength when you need to act and serenity when you need to release. Let me share a simple example. Think about a stressful family situation, maybe a conflict that stirs up frustration or hurt. A Stoic mindset might guide you to focus on your role. How can I respond with integrity? What is my duty here? A Buddhist mindset might help you soften your heart. How can I approach this with compassion, even for the person who's upsetting me? How can I let go of my expectations of how this should go? In that blend, you're not just reacting. You're responding from a place of wisdom and balance. And isn't that what so many of us are searching for? So here's the question I want to leave you with today, one that I hope you'll reflect on. Maybe even comment below and share your thoughts. Right now in your own life, where could you benefit from Stoic strength, and where could Buddhist compassion make a difference? Because at the end of the day, this isn't about picking a winner. It's about discovering what helps you live with more peace, more purpose, and more power in your unique journey. If this conversation sparked something for you, I encourage you, explore both paths. Read the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. Try a mindfulness meditation or two. You might just find that what you need most isn't a philosophy that wins, but a philosophy that fits. And of course, if you found value in this reflection, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Together, let's build a community where ancient wisdom helps us thrive in the modern world. So as we wrap up this exploration of Stoicism and Buddhism, let's take a moment to breathe and reflect on what we've uncovered together. Both of these ancient philosophies, born in different times and places, Stoicism in ancient Greece, Buddhism in ancient India, share something truly powerful. They offer timeless guidance for the challenges we face today. Whether you're dealing with the stress of a demanding job, navigating family responsibilities, or simply searching for a deeper sense of peace in a chaotic world, both Stoicism and Buddhism can help you build inner peace, resilience, and emotional strength. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, to act with courage and integrity, and to stand strong in the face of adversity. It's about meeting life's challenges head-on with a clear mind and a steady heart. Buddhism, on the other hand, invites us to look inward, to practice mindfulness, to cultivate compassion, and to let go of the attachments that so often fuel our suffering. It helps us soften, surrender, and find freedom by seeing life as it truly is, and the beauty of it all. Neither philosophy claims to be the only path. Both are invitations to explore, to experiment, and to discover what works for you in this moment of your life. Maybe you're someone who thrives on Stoic strength, who finds power in focusing on duty, ethics, and discipline. Or maybe your soul resonates more with Buddhist compassion, with the quiet practice of presence, kindness, and letting go. Or perhaps, like many people today, you're drawn to a blend of both. Stoic action combined with Buddhist compassion, a mindset that allows you to stand strong in the world while staying soft within it. A balance that helps you not only face challenges, but also grow through them with wisdom and grace. So let me ask you this, and I hope you'll take a moment to reflect and share your thoughts in the comments. Which philosophy speaks to your soul more? Where in your life could Stoicism give you strength? Where could Buddhism bring you peace? I would love to hear your story, your struggles, and what insights you're taking away from this conversation. And if this video resonated with you, if you found even one idea that inspired or challenged you, I invite you to join our community. Subscribe for more deep dives into life-changing philosophies, timeless wisdom, and practical tools for inner growth.